The quiz we have is a continuation of the many sections of the end time prophecy, and this time we are continuing on the world, the church at the end of time. So the prophecy relates to the church, the whole world, and the church in the whole world, and whatever churches we go to. The question is that are we preparing ourselves? Are we ready? Are we standing firm? Are we strong in the faith? And we have a lot to learn from what we are being taught here. So we stopped at question 4.
Question 3.
We stopped at 3, so we are continuing 4. Yeah. So question 4 is what we have to do. Yes, thank you. So question 4. The scriptures foretells, actually, well, when we use plural, then the scriptures foretell that the signs in the heavens in the last days will be A, the sun, B, the moon, C, the stars, or D, all of the above. A, B, C, or D. All right? And when we go to Holy Scriptures, Luke 21. I'll start with the first one, and then we can continue. Luke 21. The Lord Jesus Christ speaking here, and 21 verses 25 and 26 says, "And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring." 26. "Men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heavens shall be shaken." So D is correct. What the Lord Jesus Christ is saying here is that when, of course, we are inching ourselves close to the time, but when the real end time actually happens, Christ is giving us a hint as to what will happen. "And there shall be signs," which means in the sun, things that you will look up to see. In fact, I have well, for a long time, I like to look at the sky. I like to look in the sky, the moon, and sometimes I just, even in the daytime, afternoon, when it's raining, I just like to look, and that's why many times I spot the rainbow whenever it comes up. So the Lord Jesus Christ says that at the right time, when it happens, when the thing is really there, we're going to see signs in the sun and in the moon, which means that it's not going to be just one particular time. If the Lord Jesus Christ has given us all of 4 examples, then which means that in the daytime you are going to look at the sun and say, "Wow, what is happening?" And then in the evening, the moon, you are going to say, "Well, what's going on?" And then the stars, it's going to be, something is going to be happening that will sort of make you say, it's something, and people will be concerned, people will be afraid, people will start saying, "This thing is not something, it's different," and they will be calling themselves, "Have you seen," they will be Googling it, "Have you seen such a thing before?" And Google won't be able to find the answer because this is a spiritual matter, unless somebody who has put this message, in Google, and then the scriptures, and then the stars upon the, and then there will be distress among all nations because everybody will see it. It's not that only one America will see. No, everywhere, wherever you are going to see the signs and perplexity and the seas, the vroom, vroom. And we know when we are on the beach, we see that the waves vroom and all of that. And but this is going to be too much. It's going to be just going up and down, and things will be high, and then the heavens will also be shaking, and people will be wondering what is going on. And then men's hearts will start saying, what is happening? What is happening? But all of this is what God is telling us, that these are the signs for us to look for, and because it is going to be so. So, truth, D is correct. Question 5. When the angel told Prophet Daniel to seal the book until the end, he then quickly added 2 pointers that would herald the end. What were they? I think we have seen this question before, and the answers are: knowledge would increase, and so would mobility. B. Despite great knowledge, men would be mockers of God and violent. C. Despite great knowledge, there would be plagues and many would die. Or D. There will be many false gods and great wickedness. A, B, C, or D. All right, let us go to Daniel chapter 12, verse 4. Brother Dan, please. Daniel 12, 4.
Daniel 10.
12.
Oh, 12, 4. But thou, oh Daniel, shut up the voice and see the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run in and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Amen.
Amen. So what God is saying here is that He's given us a hint as to what will happen in the end time, and that is to let us know that one, the knowledge, the understanding of what we've read in our Holy Scriptures, it is going to increase. Everybody will know. Everybody will know about what God has already said. And then we are going to be able to see that, wow, things are really, now I have a great understanding. Now I understand, now I know. And so all of this is to help us to know that when God helps us to know these things, and it is something for us to also consider that knowledge increase. And don't we have knowledge? Don't we see children now using laptop? Don't we see all of these things? And the fact is that what else do we see? We see that people are able to travel fast. They're able to go to places and faster than before. Even now with the technology, you can still stay in one place and then Skype or video yourself or WhatsApp yourself to other locations, and all of this points to what God is saying, that knowledge will increase, and then it's going to be easy to communicate and to also travel. So that is truth, and that that is correct. A is correct, and so questions 5. That was question 5. Question 6. When the Lord Jesus Christ was telling the disciples or informing the disciples about the last days, He mentioned a sign in the seas. What was that? A. The sea would be as flat as glass. B. The sea level would rise by 30 centimeters as the world got warmer. C, the sea would fall off the earth and the globe would become dry. Or D, the sea would roar. A, B, C, or D.
D.
Right? And sometimes we know that things that we see, things that we know, God really helps us to know that we are going to have, yes, the sea would, will say something, and that is what we have. So look again. 21, and actually, if we notice it, we read it. So Luke 21, 25, and I'll read that, which says, "And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth, and distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring." So the sea will be, making some sound, and then you'll be wondering, wow, what kind of a sound is it? This sound is not usual. This sound, so yes, that's true truth. So D is correct. Question 7. When the Lord Jesus Christ was telling the disciples about the last day, he said, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences, and A, the sun shall not give her light. B, men's hearts shall fail them for fear. C, the earthquakes in different places, or D, 1/3 of the stars shall fall to the earth." A, B, C, or D.
C.
All right, and then let's also go and see Matthew 24, verse 7, please, brother. Matthew 24.
Matthew 24, verse 7. "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine and pestilence and earthquake in river places." Amen.
Amen. So the Lord is pointing to it, and we have seen earthquakes, but when it becomes more, I think there was one in California. There's always something in California, but it is going to be common, and we are going to be seeing it here and there and everywhere else, and so that is what God is going to be doing. And so C is correct, true truth. Okay, go ahead.
In this question, where Jesus was referring to as the last days? Because it's happening now.
Okay, the last days, well, that's why it's called last days, it's called end times. So what it means is that it is not just one day. All right, it means it is going to be an event that will be gradually. Well, we are getting to the last days, but at the same time, it is going to be like a period. Okay, the right word is a period. End of a session or a season, like Hamatan season or snow season, or so that period. And we know that let me see, the question is here. There will be a time when the Antichrist is here, and during those time, the Great Tribulation, for 3.5 years, things will be happening. So that's for us to know that means the end time period. So anytime you see end time, it means last day. It's not just one. It means it's going to continue. But the very end will be just one day. The end of everything will be one day, because that's when Christ comes and he's going to destroy the Antichrist, the false prophet, all of those things, and that's will be happening, and so the whole season, just like we always say that it rains for a long time and then the rain stops, or the snow and then the snow stops, and so on. So it will go on for a while. And that's why in another question we read maybe a few weeks ago, we saw that it says because of the elect, those days will be shortened, remember. So all right, so that's that.